what's going on now? I'm coming at you with another beer review. I got Founders Mas Agave, which is their Imperial Lime Gose style ale, brewed with agave, aged in tequila barrels. Alright. Goses originally originated in northern Germany, and they use typically coriander seeds. This one, I'm not sure, but it is brewed with lime, agave, and sea salt, aged in tequila barrels. The brewed on date was May of last year, May 17th. This is a 10% ABV beer, so pretty big. It is 20 IBUs. And Goses, they're typically your margarita style beers. I don't recall if I've ever had one, and if I have, it's been a while. So, yeah, I'm interested, curious. I typically don't go for these styles, but I'm going to start reviewing beers that are not my go-to styles, just to broaden my palate. So, yeah, this is part of their barrel age series. I've always been a fan of the Founders. They are brewed in Grand Rapids, Michigan, I believe. Pretty decent, cool cap. As if you could really see it with this crappy camera. Sure would be nice to have a fresh craft beer, though. Ain't gonna happen around here. I'm using a very special glass given to me by somebody very, very special in my heart. Always will be special. I'll always love that person. Has my name on it. Just gonna go straight down the middle with this. Leave a little bit in the bottom. Bringing some light over here. Alright. Hey, this is a very beautiful beer. Get closer to the camera so you can see it. Very beautiful, kind of a dark tangerine color. Pretty opaque. I can see a lot of sediment, even though I still have some beer at the bottom of the bottle. I still see a lot of sediment in this. A lot of sediment. Which typically I always get that with a lot of my craft beers that are not the freshest. See if I can get some of that on the camera for you. Got this little mobile light. Yeah, I apologize. It's hard to get much, but if you can see it from my point of view, there's a lot of big sediment in this. A lot of big sediment. Alright, and for the head, you get a big, thick head. Bubbly. Very bubbly. Kind of a dark white color head. Thick looking beer. Looks like it has decent carbonation for 10%. Pour the rest of it in here. Let's see, swirl it around. Probably be even more hazy now. Oh yeah, way more hazy. And it was already hazy to start with. I mean, this went from hazy to hazy. I mean, sure, you can see the light through it because I got the light right up there on the glass. This is I've never seen a beer quite like this that had this color. I mean, actually, it's like blood red. Orange mixed with blood red. Wow. Trying to get the best angle of light for you to get a good view. I love looking at the appearance of a beer. That's a pretty angle. Anyways, let's do some smelling on this. Whoa, lime right off the bat. It'll take you from a daggum depressed mood all the way up to sitting on a beach. Oh, lime for days. You get that sea salt. I'm not so sure if I get the agave. When I think of agave, I think of just tequila, and it's been a while since I've had tequila. I'm not the biggest fan of tequilas, but I like them. All right, I am picking it up a little bit. It's got a really smell on it. I'm gonna take my time with it and let it warm up. I've had it out of the store fridge for about 30 minutes now. I'm getting a little bit of the malt on there, but not much. I'm not sure exactly what kind of malt it would be. Maybe a pale malt. It's a piece of glass. Or is it aluminum? Oh, that's for not lamp. Let's dive in. The head's sticking around. Whoa. Unlike anything I have ever tasted in my life. It's definitely got that margarita characteristic to it. You get that lime, get the sea salt, like if you get a tequila shot, have the salt around your rim of your shot glass. You get the tequila characteristic with the agave and some of the barrel. I don't know what type of barrels tequila uses. I don't know if it's white oak, regular oak. I don't know how long they aged it. I don't know what all it's brewed with before they added, the lime and whatnot. Mm, very salty. I don't know if I want to say it's too salty. And there's orange. But see, I don't know. I mean, I'm not really that familiar with goses. I feel like I'm getting some tangerine, very fruity, tropical. It's like a tropical fruitiness. Tangerine, blood orange, lime, sea salt. You can't tell it's 10% ABV. It don't taste 10%. You get some tartness, but it's not over tart. I expected this super tart, like your beers that's brewed like limeritas. They're pretty much ales. They're brewed as a beer, then they're distilled to take out all of the malt flavor. Excuse me. Then all of the flavors are added, like lime, lemon, or whatever they wanted to put in it. And they're usually really tart. I expected this to be really super tart, but it's not. And it don't taste boozy. It looks very pretty. It looks thick, but the mouthfeel ain't as thick as what it looks, oddly enough. I imagine the calories are pretty up there in this. I don't know, though. I mean, I wouldn't imagine they would use a big variety of malts in the brewing process. I am curious though what the calories would be. I mean, y'all know I ain't the biggest on that. It really don't mean too much for me, mm, but out of curiosity, yeah, I was right. Brewed in Grand Rapids, Michigan, 49503. This is a very interesting beer to say the least. Hmm. Getting a little bit of bitterness, or I wouldn't say bitterness, kind of like that sour tartness, but it's not very tart. It's like, yeah, I mean, the lime type of tartness. Sorry for the nose. It is like 48 degrees outside. I'm sure tomorrow it'll be about 90. Leaving a very pretty lacing around the glass. This is probably something you're going to want to always drink really cold. Out of curiosity, I'll probably drink one a little warmer because that's just the way I do my beers. Not overly complex. And I guess with this style, you wouldn't expect it to be overly complex. From my understanding, typically gozes are around 4 to 4.5% ABV. This is an imperial gose. I don't know if there's other imperial goses, but this one is 10%. Way higher alcohol content. And it makes sense to age it in tequila barrels. I see exactly what they're going for with this. And they hit the head on the nail. Did I say it backwards again? I did. I'm dyslexic, I swear to you. This is a very interesting beer, and this is something, especially for female, and no offense, but alcohol does hit females harder. And women typically like these type of drinks more. This is dangerous. I'll say that right now. It's dangerous. It goes down very easily. 10%. Typically, your average American female is drinking a beer around anywhere from 4.3% to 4.8% ABV. And without the knowledge, or if they didn't know this was 10% ABV, they'd be drinking on this, especially on a hot summer day. Wasted before you know it. Wasted before you know it. Now, 4-pack was 10.50, to be expected. I mean, I highly doubt they're going to go out and buy this unless somebody buys it for them. But if somebody bought it for them and they didn't know the alcohol content, didn't know much about them, even if they're not a craft beer drinker, they'd have this slugged down. This is good. And that's coming from me, someone that don't drink these styles. Would I buy it again? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. In a heartbeat. Especially during the summer. I mean, go outside, cut up a bunch of wood and do some yard work. Be all sweaty and a mess. Get done and come into the shed with my fan on and crack some of these open. Put on some bluegrass. Or sit in Panama City Beach and listen to the waves while sipping on this. That'd be the life. That's the life. You know, I almost was going to say what would it be like if I put a little lime wedge on there and a little bit of salt, but it's already very huge on the lime. There's a lot of lime in this. You could probably say, well, maybe they could cut back a hair on the lime, but, you know, on the contrary, if they didn't put so much lime and sea salt, then someone would come along and say, this is too bland, needs more flavor. There's always going to be somebody to complain about something. So I ain't going to do that. Looks very pretty in the glass. Going on 17 minutes now. Sorry for all the sniffles. And my hair needs to be cut again whenever they decide to open up. Mm. Really good. Well worth the money I spent for it. Well worth it. I ain't going to give it a rating because, I mean, this is really my first Gose. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it'd be pronounced Gose. It's spelled Gose, but if it originated in northern Germany, then the E's gonna make it sound like Gose. The S is gonna sound like a Z. E's gonna be like A, you know. Yeah, I know a little bit of German. I'm more of a geek than what you think I am. What would it be like though if you got this fresh out of the tap room? I bet this would blow your mind if it was fresh out of the tap room. You know what the heck? I'll give this a 10 out of a 10. I mean, why would you want it to be any more complex for the style? Why would you want to take away or add anything? I didn't read up a lot on them before I did this review. I just did a little bit of browsing, took a little bit of notes. Mm. Oh, and before I leave, I want to say, if y'all like horror movies, look up the movie Wake Up. I think it's called Wake Up. Something like that. It is really good. It gave me the creeps, even with it daylight. I was laying there with my headphones on, and I jumped several times. Creepy, good movie. Has you on your toes. Has you thinking. I think what I've done made it a habit to where I don't end my beer reviews until I've actually finished the beer. Hmm. I mean, that's allowed it to warm up. I mean, as you hold a glass in your hand and sit there and swirl it, it's going to warm the drink. Unless, you, of course, you're using a wine glass with a little stem on it. Mm, mm, mm. Very tasty. So, yeah, if y'all like this review or any of my beer reviews, uh, share it somewhere, you know. Get my channel out there. Maybe some other people will come along and enjoy my videos. Get some more people into craft beer or other styles of beer. And, you know, give me ideas of what you want to see, what you'd like to see different on my videos. You know. So, yeah, share my video if you like it. Peace.